Hello, everybody. I just wanted to make a video at a request from a friend who was watching all of my marathon training videos. And I actually just saw him on Facebook and I said to him, I said, man, I missed the running. And he said he just got back into his routine after a trip he just took. And he said, can I make an inspirational video in regards to the mental side of, keeping fit? And I said, well, that's what all my, running videos were about. Like what I call mind frick was going through my head and maybe how I overcame it. And then he said, well, his specific situation was he traveled to Mexico and he ended up doing 6 days, did a lot of surfing, had a great time, but with the time change to travel, getting back, he kind of tweaked his back a little bit, and he took a few days off. But his mental portion of it was, as I understand it, is a little bit challenging getting back into it and not appreciating how much he had accomplished because this particular gentleman, once he started watching my videos, has had a substantial amount of weight loss over the last couple of years, and he had gained some back, and he started watching my videos, and he said it inspired him to keep uh, to restart his workout program that he had been slacking from self-admittedly. So having said all that, my immediate response to him was he's probably not rewarding himself, number one. There's something about attaining a goal or attaining anything you want to attain in life. There's a 5-step process I have, and the number one part is clearly define the goal. Like if you want to lose weight, how much weight do you want to lose, and what time frame do you want to lose it? That way, there's a time crunch, right? We need to build a process for that. Secondly, is understand why you're doing it. For most of us, we just want to be healthy, be more vibrant, have more energy, things like that. Then you want to plan and educate yourself. How are you going to achieve this goal? What foods do you need to eat? What kind of exercise do you need to do? And then plan out a schedule of that. Then take consistent action. I say do it on a daily basis. Whether you're actually physically working out or consuming food, make sure every single day you're doing something towards your goals. So those non-workout days, continue to eat well, which are probably the most important days because those are days you are eating for the next week's workout if you're a morning workout person. And then the last thing, and I think this is where he may be having a challenge, Chris, so I know you're going to be watching this, is you're probably not really tracking your what it is that you're doing. So you say you're doing stairs or 800 stairs. Well, what days are you doing it? When you come home, put it down, write it in a journal, put it on a spreadsheet. And this is why I say this. When I was running my runs and there was days that I thought I had a poor run, I was like, man, I really didn't run that well today. And I was comparing it to what I did over the last week or two, right? Which we progressively get better. And one day I just decided to scroll back and I found some of my old goal sheets. I used to write everything down. And this is the reason I actually go and review my goal sheets at this point. And I have goal sheets. Is this. I went back and I looked at my Nike app. And my Nike app, my goal, actually, I went back to my goal sheets, and one of my goal sheets said I wanted to run 5 of my 12 runs that month under an 8.5 minute mile gauge. So, like on average, that particular run, I was probably running like 9 minute miles on average for 4 or 5 mile runs, right? I don't know what it was, but my goal was to get it under 8.5 minutes. Before my injury, I mean, everything was sub 8 minutes, even for distant runs for the most part. And my best run ever to date, still for me, was I think it was like 7 minutes and 15-second average for 10 miles. So it put things into perspective because I had that tracking system to revert back and assess. So sometimes we forget how far we've come because we don't even remember where we were, right? It's a long distant memory. That guy who was probably 100 and something pounds overweight, Chris, that guy doesn't even exist in your mind anymore. You probably, if you have a pair of pants or something, you should go back and look at it and say, dude, I could barely fit into these because we forget how far we've come just simply because it's become our new norm. So track what it is that you're doing so that on days that you're down, or days like, hey, is this worth it? Or days that it's this, or days that it's that, where it's just not ideal for you, you could go back and look at your tracker from 2 or 3 months ago when you've had consistent action. And then you will sit there and appreciate how far you've come. And that makes you want to put in the work that much more. The day I read that goal sheet of I wanted 5 runs under 8.5 minutes, I was like, oh my God, that's all I wanted, because I'd come so far. So appreciate where you're at, but appreciate where you are going. And you're not going to get there if you're caught in the mindset of, is this all worth it? And I don't know that that's your mindset, but it sounded like you're a little bit down on yourself in our brief conversation there online. And I just wanted to share that message for you. Hey, this is Ryan from Justifier Just Do It. Check me out at justifierjustdoit.com. Anybody out there who might be interested in a free 1 hour complimentary coaching session with me, I am an accountability coach, success coach. So if you have some success that you want in your life and maybe you need some a little accountability towards that, feel free to private message me and set up that consultation. I'd love to work with you and help you get to the next step.